it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 673. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
Who has
Mako, you okay?
Sounds like she
That
has a
sounded really hoarse.
I told you, I'm
you,
feeling
you,
allergies.
you said horse, I was thinking frog.
Oy vey.
Well, you say she's sounding a little hoarse. I thought she had a frog in her throat. You know, either or.
Ribbit, ribbit.
Well, we better hurry before she croaks.
Do it.
I think we all had one of those days today, so apologies all around. Between all of this and my webcam showing me that I don't look as bright as I used to, I don't even know anymore. I may just have to get an actual ring light and be a real Twitch streamer, so you know. I mean, honestly, for those of you who are watching, I'm pointing up, above me. And for those of you who are listening, I'm telling you this right now. I am in a, I guess, pre-war building or something like that. And it's high ceilings. I'm 6 feet 1 inch. I have to say my ceiling is at least 9 feet, give or take. In order for me to change the light, I would need to get a ladder to go up there, pull the fancy thing off of it down and change it, which is something I originally wanted to do and put in one of my programmable Wi-Fi lights so I can manage it from my computer. But I'm only able to do that from the desk lamp, the floor lamp, and that's it. So I am working with the best of this. So, I mean, even if I was to shut the light off, it might look a little better. I may try that next week and see what's up with that. So anywho, enough about that. Enough of my whole studio, all of that stuff. Not sure if I asked this, I'll ask it anyway. How's everybody doing tonight? Fair enough. I understand and I believe y'all. We are live tonight, week of April 15th, 2025, right here on Twitch TV. And those of you who probably haven't done it, happy last day to file your taxes before you're stuck on that line at the post office day,
I got an email at about 2 o'clock that my tax, the federal government had not accepted my taxes.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fudging numbers?
No, I'm not fudging numbers.
Did
But
they-
I guess I didn't, when you have to give them the numbers from last year's taxes to confirm who you are, basically. It originally asked me to give the numbers on line 50 and then said, oh no, it's the numbers on line 11.
No, I know, I get that too. But you would think that they would ping you about that 24 hours.
A little more before 24
Yeah.
hours
Well,
beforehand.
I only did my taxes on Sunday, so.
Oh, slacker.
But 5 minutes after I sent my taxes in, I got the email saying the federal government has accepted your tax return. So, yeah. All they needed was that change of number, and it's accepted, and now I'm just waiting for my money.
You're probably getting more than what I got back.
After I had to pay for the frickin' tax service, maybe.
You should start doing what I do. Do it for free.
I can't do it for free.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
No, you can. There is a service that allows you to do your taxes for free. As long as they have the forms to support it, you can file for free, federal and state.
Okay. because anytime I like all of them that I have looked at,
Mm-hmm.
because I have um, real estate tax,
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay.
Yeah, it's Credit Karma taxes. You know, tax app taxes. They basically say as long as they have the form to support it, it's free. Look,
I'll have to look into it for next year.
yeah, because that's what I've been using for like the last 3 years. Because I used to use Tax Act, and I would be like, "Oh, this is great. Get this all done. $40 done. Tops. Great. You know." And then 1 year it went to 60. I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. And then it kept going up, and I started to realize, but some of these tax sites, the sooner you get it done, the cheaper it is.
Of course it is.
Yeah, if you're just strictly 1040, if that's all you have, you get it on the 30th, you can go file on the 31st and have your money by February 8th. I know people that are like that. Now, if you're like me, where you have investments and so forth, you have to wait till the middle of February for those papers to come down. If you're also paying off your student loan, you have to wait till the middle of February for those paperwork to come down. If you're like Mako, who's a homeowner, you might have to wait towards March to get all of your paperwork in order when they start sending everything out. Same thing with Ari. He may have to wait till March because of that. They're the homeowners. I'm the renter, so you know. And then by the time you
I
get all
had to pay this year,
Yeah.
but I had to pay the federal this year, but state I actually got money back, but I'm still in the red because of this shit.
I feel you. I legitimately feel you. Because I think. No, wait. 1 year. Okay, so let's talk COVID for a quick second. Now, there were some states that were basically saying if you were on unemployment, that unemployment that you were given, you were maxed out at 10 grand. That was it. You could write off 10 grand and that was it. But if you were on it for the full year, it was more than 10 grand anyway. So, and what had happened was, I had filed for New York. You know, did the 10 grand thing. I was getting a nice chunk of change from the state. The feds were okay with the 10 grand thing. You know, they was cool with that. They were cool. Now, maybe this is where I learned I should not wait to do my taxes. Because right about the time I did my taxes, New York State did a change where if you were on unemployment because of COVID and you were collecting the federal unemployment benefits, you have to write off the whole amount. So I went from getting like $1,100 back from the state to owing about $800 back to the state.
Jesus Christ.
Ouch.
Oh, that's nothing. If you don't pay it up in one lump sum, there's a penalty. But what if you're on a payment plan? It's still a penalty because you didn't pay it all off in one lump sum. So when I got that insurance money back, that was one of the first things I paid off. I'm like, fuck you guys. And so the last couple of years, I've been, okay, fine. I've been getting money back, whatever, you know. I think last year it was kind of but I dealt with it. This year, if I would have to say I am thankful for her student loan, because if I did not have a student loan, I wouldn't have gotten any money back from the state. I went from getting $25 to $807.
Mm.
And I started thinking about that. I'm paying out about $200 every other month for my loans. The other months I'm not paying $200. It's about $125. I guess one of the loans I pay every other month. My job pays $50 towards it, and that's great. So I sit there and think about it. So 12, that's about $1,800 I'm paying out every year for my student loan, give or take. And as someone has suggested to me, I should put in a request to have my student loan canceled because my school doesn't exist anymore.
It went out of business.
something like that. And there's something I thought about. Why should I be paying off on a loan to a school that doesn't exist? Yes, whoever I got the loans from paid it off, but still. Now, I know I went to two separate schools, so at least half those loans would be paid off. The remaining half I could care less about. And I'm sitting there thinking, if I was able to get those loans not like canceled or whatever, I could take $200 every month and put it in a separate account and be like student loan payment and use that towards whatever I get back from the feds on my tax return and be like, I have money, whatever. So, enough about that. It is what it is. If you're doing your taxes, keep at it. If not, good for you. Anywho, let's move on because we have a lot of stuff to talk about and pretty good stuff too. So, now that you know, we are here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You will always find us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com, and you can find them and us at VogNetwork.com. You'll find reviews, reports, all types of good stuff, all types of sci-fi, gaming, anime, nerdery, cool stuff. And also, VOG Network is on Twitch TV/VOG Network. So come on through and support them. They kick things off on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And we wrap it up the programming week at Tuesdays with our show. And come hang out in the Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's affiliated with the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. We legitimately appreciate that. So now that we got that out the way, let's kick it. Let's go around the room, start asking everyone, how was their week and how was their day? So Ari, how was your week and how was your day?
Well, it's mostly been work-related stuff. This past week I was on overnight shifts, which I hated.
I know that feel.
Mm-hmm. And coming up, next couple days, like Friday, I start my next, I guess, series of shifts. One is it's like 3 days of the afternoon shift, and then 5 days straight of overnights. Which the way their shifts are set up at my job, it's pretty much just 8 straight days of work, and it sucks a lot.
But at least you get some type of pay out of it. At least the pay is kind of decent,
Uh-huh. And
that sweet OT.
now it's not overtime unless it's over a certain amount of hours per calendar week.
Damn.
Monday through Sunday.
Don't you at least hit the 40 hours to get to the OT?
Yeah. But
Crazy.
like if it's listed as my normal shift. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
And tomorrow I have having a doctor's appointment with a bariatric surgeon.
Oh, you going ahead with that?
It's consultation, but I'm hopefully he'll get that put in quickly, because honestly, like, the big thing keeping it back is whether or not insurance will feel like paying for it. You know what I mean?
Trust me.
Yeah, I don't see the insurance not paying for it. It's just a matter of everything that has to be done in order to do it.
And for all I know, it could be months before we actually get anywhere with it, so who knows?
Well, I know that when my mother had hers.
I forgot your mother had that done.
Yeah, she had the one because of her diabetes done. It actually removes the top portion of the stomach, I think.
About 2/3 of it, depending on the kind of surgery.
Yeah, it actually helped quite a bit with her diabetes. It actually got rid of it for almost 2 years.
Nice.
It did come back, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. But the testing that she had to do, like, not just the normal surgery testing, but having to get write-offs from a psychiatrist. She had to basically do a liquid diet for 2 weeks before the surgery. So it's very, you know, it's a lot of work to do something like that.
Mm.
But I
But
don't.
no one else, like no one has said anything negative about me, going through with it. So there's
Why
that.
would they?
Because people are assholes.
Well, yeah, that we know, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's how things have been going for me.
I to a certain extent, I feel you on that. Maka, how was your weekend? How was your day?
Um, Not horrible.
Mm.
Um, my allergies are kicking my ass. I'm still training people at work.
Mm.
The switch over to the new system has just gone to shit. So it's very stressful at work.
As a person in IT who deals with this stuff, I want to beat people up at your job for that for it.
Yeah, it's really not going well. One of I found out that one of the trainers, um, they were in a meeting, my two bosses with one of the trainers to go over stuff. They were on a Teams meeting, and the trainer did not, uh, I guess, lower the chat that she was in while
Oh
she
no.
shared screen.
Mm.
The chat was basically saying what a pain in the ass our office is and how the people there are stuck up and shit like that. So yeah, it's going amazingly at work.
If they truly knew.
I'm
Oh,
not sure what's more embarrassing, that or actually being caught watching porn. But
um,
it's windy out.
a little bit of A and a little bit of B. Unfortunately, I have not walked in on anybody at work doing it. I know people
Yet.
have walked in on people doing that. Um, so yeah, a little bit of A, a little bit of B. But yeah, it's really not going very well. Um, we are a week and a half into the transition to the new system, and a lot of the stuff that should have already been set up in that system
Mm-hmm.
was. So for a week and a half, we haven't been able to bill out charges
Oh shit.
because the stuff that's in the system isn't correct. Yeah, so that's all supposed to be fixed by tonight, so that in the morning all of that stuff goes out. But I guess we'll see.
Wonders never cease, do they?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
no, we're actually supposed to have a billing meeting for training next week, which obviously, if we haven't been able to bill out charges, there's, nothing in the system for us to do. So yeah, it's really gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to 12 midnight on Sunday. So,
Mm. I think a lot of people are.
mm-hmm.
All right, so my weekend day's been the usual. Now, when it comes to what Mako trying to talk about systems and so forth, we're doing something similar at my job, and we are moving everybody off of Avaya to Zoom Phone, and we have these Yealink phones, and Mako has told me about a couple of them, and I'm just sitting here going, either your provider screwed up the programming or the models that you all have are different from the ones that I have. And I will say
Yeah,
this.
the models are definitely different.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell is going on because some people they can't make um, other people's lines, like if they take
Mm,
over somebody's line, when they go to leave their own name and then, voicemail kind of thing,
yeah.
it doesn't erase the first person's. So it'll say like, uh, thank you for calling Jane, and then somebody else's voice comes up, Michelle. So yeah,
They
it's so screwed up.
they have to go into the back end and wipe out that voicemail. It's one thing if it's powered by Zoom, like we use Zoom for our phone systems and services for our soft phones and all of that. And the Yay Links are the actual physical desk phones that are tied to Zoom. And when we went to that dispensary, I looked over at the counter, the reception desk, and I'm like, I know that Yealink phone all too well. Because it was the one that was sitting on my desk for about a year until we got these newer, fancier ones that are powered by Android. But that's whatever. Sorry for that. So here's the thing. Now we all know we've all been there. People are stuck in their ways. We have people that push back against rolling over to Zoom phones. Now, there is something called rolling calls that people do. Basically, they make all these phone calls. It's like rolling calls slash conference calling. The Avayas can do it. We were finally able to get the Zoom phones to do the same thing. And either when I worked at Fresh Direct, the Avaya phones did it and I didn't realize it, or when I was at NBC, the Cisco phones could do it and I didn't even realize it, but whatever. So, and we had some people push back. Understandable and rightfully so. Which is why we're now doing it, because we have the technology to get it done exactly. And we've had people who are pushing back, and I've always said, look, the more you push back about it, the higher the higher up the list you are. So that's kind of calmed some people down. We've had to flip a couple of people back because somebody was on vacation, and then they missed those emails. Now, and I get it. You're on vacation. I shouldn't have to check emails for any goddamn thing from work, and I get that. But I still say if you're gonna be gone for a couple of weeks, it doesn't hurt to pull out your phone and be like, okay, cool, and just put it back. That's just me. I might be doing that for my trip. I have not fully decided yet. But anyhow. So they had to flip a few back because this one person got all upset about it. Because they were on vacation, they don't have time to learn and do this. You know how every job sort of has like that one person where if they make a stink, they get what they want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's her. And even if you push back, which I've had to do a couple times, somehow in the long run, they get what they want. Fine, whatever. It's all or none. But by June, everybody's going to be flipped. It's going to be rolled over to that. And great. And I'll say this much about my phone. I love the fact that I don't have to pick and choose on which Bluetooth headset I want to use it with. That's even better. And that's basically what we're doing. Let's see what else is going on. I had to get another load of laundry done. I went out, mingled with some friends, had some type of a social life, went out, had dinner with some friends on Saturday, and I was surprised to see another friend there who was invited. I was like, so that was cool. We all got a chance to hang out and all that good stuff. And that's all there is to it. And that's basically has been my week and day. So now we got that out the way. We're gonna go into our next section, housekeeping, which is we're talking about any updates, notes, changes, and so forth. Also, want to let you know that podcast VODs are available Thursdays at 12 noon on our YouTube page, youtube.com/animejamsession. Watch the video version of our show, which is cool. And we have stuff going back over a year, so check out the archive. We really appreciate that. We are not going to Castle Point next weekend. Me and Mako, CK, Cosplay, and a few others. We are going to the Sailor Moon Super Live. That's going to be fun. So, Mako, have you decided on what you're going to do yet?
Nope.
Why do I have this feeling you're going to wake up Saturday morning and be like, I'm doing this?
Very well could come to that. I have a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
Because I, I have a couple of dresses, I have a couple of shirts, so I have a couple of ideas.
Well, that's good. And also, want to let you know that there will be no show on May 20th and May 27th because I will be in Japan for 2 weeks and I'm not going to try to do a live show from the hotel where I am staying.
It'd be a fun attempt, at least.
Well, I will say this: if by some chance we were going to, if I if I remember my time zones correctly, if we were to go live Tuesday at 9 p.m., I would have
Which
to.
is GMT -5.
Yes, I mean, but there's a 14-hour time difference, so that means.
Yeah, Japan is 13 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time.
But remember, it's like going back into sorry. So I would have to be. I would probably be having breakfast at that time. We will be doing the stream live from Denny's.
Oh God, a Denny's in Japan. Ugh.
No, Ari. Denny's in Japan is good. Did you not see the breakfast I had?
No, I didn't.
After the stream, I'm going to send you a picture of the breakfast that I had.
The various fast food and chain diners and things like that that are in other countries
Mm-hmm.
are nowhere near as disgusting as they are in ours.
Yes, because they have stricter health and food laws.
Yeah, so, Denny's, McDonald's, crap like that in Japan and in Korea and in China are a hell of a lot nicer. The food is a better quality than we get here. So yeah.
Well, that and trying to sell a person from Jersey on diners outside of Jersey or even Philadelphia is kind of a hard sell.
Who said anything about selling? You're sitting there eating. It's not like you're saying this is better. But I will say this. I love the fact that I went across the street to the Denny's and got a full Japanese style breakfast for 800 yen. And that includes coffee and refills. That was like $6.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
A traditional Japanese breakfast. I made sure to have something like that almost every morning I was there. So. And thankfully, except for the hotel in Nagoya, I know the hotel for Tokyo, Osaka. I know I pretty much remember where stuff is. So when me and CC Graywich, when we hit Japan, when we hit Akihabara, I could tell you this: we're probably gonna hit Yoshinoya's on Saturday, Sunday when we rest up and go back out for dinner. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, we'll be going across the street to the Denny's. I just got to talk to my friend Cheyenne and just get a gauge on the weather because I just need to make sure I pack properly. I already said mentally 2 pairs of slacks, cargo pants, 2 pairs of shorts, going to have my LTT hoodie. I probably will have my cargo shirt rolled up as a jacket, and probably about 10 t-shirts and two dressy style shirts just in case. So something like that, because you never know. Anywho, enough about that. We're gonna get past all of that good stuff and now all that great stuff. Let's see. Thank you for that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I got sidetracked. Sorry about that. All right, so like I said, no show May 20th and 27th. We'll be back, I guess, June 2nd or June 3rd. I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing a show when we get back. Depends on how I feel. Last time I flew, jet lag wasn't that big of a deal for me because I slept halfway on the flight there and back. So, enough about that. Now we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our life, what cool geeky stuff we were up to and want to share. So, Ari, what do you have for Geek Roundtable?
Okay, this is something I had ordered a little while ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
a new set of deck protectors for my magic cards. Next time when I get a proper deck together, there's 100 of them in here
Mm-hmm.
for a commander or EDH. And what's fun about them is you can actually customize them to get whatever design you want. And look at what I got.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And like, hang on, where is it? Yeah, see, nice dark red monogram. It took a little while to finagle it in there the way I wanted. I got a similar kind of thing for my friend as part of a of a his birthday gift with
Okay.
the Magic deck. The Precon EDH deck I got him, and he seemed pretty thrilled with it. So now I just gotta figure out what I want to do, what I want to build, and just that sort of thing. You know how that goes with the labbing and all that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, cool. All right, Mako. What from your massive supernatural collection are you showing off this week?
Yeah, so um I am showing off my car.
You mean the car you wish you had?
Yeah, I would love to have this car. Seriously. Um, but yeah, so this has been in and out of production. Not that it's changed price or anything like that, but it's just, been there, done that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a um, model of the Impala from Supernatural, and it has a little die-cast figure of Dean,
I see
uh,
that.
whose paint job is really bad, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, so this is what I'm showing off. I'm showing off Baby and Dean.
Okay, cool. So, from time to time, I will catch specials because I use the Honey app, and I know people have put
Uh,
stuff. I know the whole drama behind Honey, and I get it. I just use it for finding out what's on sale so I don't forget. Because I don't want to pay $60 for a game and find it goes on sale for like $30 2 weeks later. So that's what I keep it for. But there is a good side to that. I got a notification the other day about a particular Blu-ray box set that I've been keeping tabs on. It was like $20 cheaper than normal, so I got that. I'm just like, I got one more Blu-ray set to get with that, and it's fully complete. And what's funny is I forget her name, but she works in the mailroom at work at my job, and she brings my packages to me, and she kind of sticks around to see because sometimes I give odd facial expressions. Like last week, she delivered a box to me. I'm just like, what is in the box? Stuff
what's in the
for the
box?
stuff for the house.
Oh, that's nice.
Somehow I didn't realize I had it shipped to work instead of home.
Hmm.
So there's a 6 pack of toilet paper sitting next to my desk I need to bring home. But anyhow, this time I kind of remember what it was, and I opened the package up, and it was this Doctor Who, the complete 10th series.
Nice.
I have Series 9, Series 10, and Series 11 I just need to get my hands on. And she saw how giddy and excited that I got over this because outside of this, my life's been I've been dealing with stuff. So it's like it's a little bits of joy that I get that makes me happy. So I got really excited about that. So unfortunately, I cannot watch Series 9 because if memory serves me right, it is in a large box that says Blu-ray box sets in my in storage.
So that means I could go watch 9.
Fuck. Yeah, but you're not going to be able to see all of 9.
I'll see enough.
That's right. You do like your crotchety old men.
I do.
See? I'm sorry. Capaldi is best doctor, followed by Tom Baker. That's just me. So
Agree to disagree on that.
that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue. Everybody has their own first doctors.
I will say Capaldi is my favorite of the new doctors. Um, even though I love David Tennant and his series, Capaldi really brings a lot of that, wacky old school crap back into it, and I love it.
All right. Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get into tonight's topics because we have some cool stuff to discuss. And first thing, Ari, tell us about Crunchyroll. Evidently, they're not going to go ahead with their plans of AI. Shocker.
Yeah, the CEO says its artificial intelligence will not touch anime content, despite stating last year that the streamer was very focused on testing AI for subtitling and closed captioning. CEO Rahul Purini told Forbes in a new interview, "We are not considering AI in a creative progress, including our voice actors. We consider them to be creators because they are contributing to the story and plot with their voice." Forbes added that Crunchyroll stands a creator striving to maintain authenticity in production and will use AI and machine learning for its back-end system to improve content discoverability, recommendations, and personalization, but only as a way to improve the customer experience and not touching on the content itself. With AI reserved for back-end systems and not the anime itself, this seemingly marks a U-turn for Parini's comments last year to The Verge when he said, AI is definitely something we think about at a lot of different workflows in the organization. Adding that one of the areas we're very focused on testing is subtitling and our closed captioning when we go from speech to text. How do we improve and optimize our process where we can get the subtitles done in various languages across the world faster so that we can launch as close to the Japanese release as possible? So that's definitely an area that we're focused on. There was a visceral reaction on social media to the report at the time, and persistently strong views among fans about the AI in the anime industry in general, such as AI generated Studio Ghibli art prompting debates over copyright infringement. Meanwhile, other streaming services with notable anime catalogs have announced or stepped up plans for AI within their services. AI Amazon Prime's Video has recently rolled out an AI dubbing program for series that quote would not have been dubbed otherwise. I don't buy that at all. But yeah, this is a pretty big win for creative types and voice actors and whatnot.
I mean, I will say, I wouldn't mind them using AI for translations, provided that there was somebody there to go over those translations.
That you just don't blindly put
right.
Like you might as well just put it in the fucking Google Translator, even worse, Babelfish.
Yeah.
And put that up on the screen.
Because I understand how long it takes to translate. Because you got people who are translating the scripts by hand and so forth. If you could just scan it and let the computer translate, and then you just sit down and you just read it, and then make your corrections. That I think is a good idea. And then once you have that, then when you do your dub, it might make things a little bit easier. Again, AI should be there to help, to assist, not really create. Like I said,
absolutely not.
If you're an artist and you're stuck on something, I see nothing wrong with going to AI with what you're stuck on, and it spits out several different suggestions, and then you get inspired by those suggestions to keep, to do what you got to do.
I just don't like the use of AI because not only do people seem so intent on replacing actual artists with computers,
right?
But not only is the shit so soulless and plastic and incredibly artificial looking, but we wanted to do our work and take care of our other shit, so we as humans can create and relax, not the other way around.
And let's be real. Just so you know, 99% of what is AI is not AI. It's machine language. It's machine language learning modules. That's all it is. Because if it was real AI, it wouldn't need to you would need to feed it information. It would already you'd already have the information there.
And
It would
the
go
end product that it
yeah.
excretes is
Yeah.
disgusting and very
You
wasteful.
wouldn't have to keep feeding it the information. It will go out and find the information and continue to feed and and train itself. That's what AI really is. So, anywho, enough about that. We're gonna get into our next story here about the Sanrio character rankings, which is kind of cool. Hopefully, Choco Cat will be able to rank higher, which means Choco Cat is easier to find when you go to Japan to buy Sanrio merch. With her last win now 6 years ago in 2019, Sanrio's beloved mascot character Hello Kitty finally looks to regain the top spot in the annual character rankings following her milestone 50th anniversary. Via a press release, Sanrio has officially opened its 40th annual character ranking contest as of April 10th, 2025, with the voting window open until May 25th. Fans can vote online or in person at all Sanrio stores, cafes, and for the first time ever, all Hot Topic stores. Wow. In-store voters will receive a free I Voted sticker while supplies last. There are 90 characters to vote for. Readers can check out the official Sanrio character ranking on their website. Sanrio's annual character ranking contest is a true testament of the enduring love for our characters and vibrant community that supports them, said Jill Koch, or Koch, whatever, Senior VP of Brand Management and Marketing at Sanrio Incorporated. The character ranking is more than just a contest. It's a celebration of the beloved characters that have brought joy and inspiration to people around the globe. We are excited to see which characters will rise to the top this year and for fans who discover new Sanrio friends that they can identify with. Voters will also have the chance to win a trip to Japan to attend the final character ranking reveal at Sanrio Fest 2025. This was announced at the event and online. Which will be announced at the event and online on June 29th. The details of the sweepstakes will be announced in 10 days, April 25th, followed by the winner announcement soon after the poll closes on May 25th. Sounds about right. Despite Hello Kitty's colossal popularity in the US and several other territories, Cinnamoroll has been on a strong winning streak, leading Hello Kitty in the 2024 character ranking by over 2 million votes. The top 6 from last year featured unsurprising and beloved anthropomorphic mascots such as Pochako, Kuromi, Pom Pom Purin, and Keropi. Cinnamoroll has now won the overall character ranking from 2020 onward. Yoshi Kitty, who celebrates her 11th consecutive year entering the contest, stands as the only character inspired by a human and hopes to improve her rankings. She's inspired by Japanese composer, drummer, pianist, fashion icon, and founder of the legendary rock band X Japan, Yoshiki, who released a message for fans this week. I feel honored Yoshi Kitty was selected once again amongst all those amazing world famous characters, he said. Your continued love and support mean everything to me. Let's make her the biggest year yet. Fans can support Yoshi Kitty by using hashtag #VoteYoshiKitty. Okay. And what's interesting is I was watching one of the things I started doing now, I started watching YouTube shorts in between like my music soundtrack playlists and stuff on YouTube. And I came across a video that showed Yoshiki at, out there handing out, helping, serve dinner plates to those who are still dealing with the fires in Altadena, which is pretty cool. All right. And I see in the side chat here, discussion about Devil May Cry and a foul taste. Ari, I can tell you this right now. It's kind of split on my timeline. It's split. The diehard DMC fans, half of them hate it, the other half love it.
Well, that and there's a cameo by a Twitch streamer who is who is radioactive levels of toxic.
Wait, there was. Say that again. What?
There's a cameo by a YouTuber who was radioactive levels of toxic.
Well, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as bad as that one YouTuber who spent 10 grand on a video of him getting fucked by Charlie from Hasbin Hotel.
That I did not see.
Oh yeah, he kind of went broke doing that. Google it. There's a whole story behind that. So either
Not
here
sure
or
if I
there.
want to.
No, the story is just funny in general. It kind of goes on to the old saying, "A fool and their money are soon parted." But I will say this, and the same thing I say about other adaptations. A lot of times, adaptations will go into its own little universe, and it's not designed for the die-hard fans. It is designed for the casual person to get involved with it. And if you don't believe me, my simple piece of evidence: the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Because half of those heroes intros were not the same in the comic, and a lot of people complained, and the directors came out and said, we are doing these movies for the casual user, for the casual film goer.
That it's its own universe in itself.
There you go. Like, people are pissed off about Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. I'm curious how that's gonna play out. They're actually gonna get me to watch an MCU film. Wow. Anywho, enough about that. Let's get into our next story about Studio Ghibli. Like, a Lego set's about. We might be getting a Studio Ghibli themed Lego set.
Now, this is what I want to see Ghibli stuff made into.
Yes.
So it is a possibility. For those that are Lego enthusiasts, you know that there is a Lego Ideas site. What that is that fans create something themed around whatever they want. So this particular one was on it's an original concept for a 4,000 plus piece set inspired by Studio Ghibli. And there are thousands supporting it. You have to have at least 10,000 votes for it to go up for review. So it has now been up and supported. So this was originally posted February 27th of this year. The design features memorable scenes, architecture, and characters from Nausicaa, Howl's Moving Castle, Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and Ponyo. So this past April 6th, the set officially reached its target goal of 10,000 supporters, allowing it to progress to LEGO's review phase. Obviously, this also would mean that it has to be approved by Ghibli. But
and who knows what Miyazaki will be like.
I think because of the way that it is created, that he actually would probably find enjoyment in it.
Yeah, I mean, not you say it out loud like that. Yeah, I think he would.
It's just a matter of, would they make more money as an official Lego set or going and branching and making their own bricks? I think that is what it would come down to, truthfully.
I don't see them doing their own bricks.
But I don't see it happening either, but that would be, that would be where I would look at to, because obviously if they've got enough people wanting this, that Lego would, contact them and say, hey, you guys want to join us? They could easily contact any of the other brick makers out there. Or again, just set up something specific for, themselves.
I said Yeah.
park or something like that.
I say what they
If
should do.
Yeah, if
Hmm?
it's exclusive to the park under their own name, their brand, they make all of the money
Yeah.
then.
I would say they should do one set as a trial run. Go with the Totoro set or Kiki's Delivery Service. But I kind of lean towards more Totoro because I think more people know Totoro from Ghibli than Kiki.
I'd still want a friggin' Lego Porco Rosso.
So
Little
yes.
pig, I'm like, better to be a pig than a fascist.
Mm.
Um, so the designer basically says that Ghibli films have a unique magical atmosphere that instantly made me a huge fan. I wanted to create something that any admirer or even just Lego fan unfamiliar with their work would love to own. So the set is in multiple pieces.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen some of the other extended sets that they have the Harry Potter Diagon Alley set that is multiple buildings in a row. That is what this is looking to be like. More of a town of all of these different settings mashed together.
Okay.
So the set is dedicated to Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirit Away, and Howl's Moving Castle. Um, and the creator is actually still making updates for it. So in the recent update, a small model of the Savoia S21 seaplane from Porco Rosso is now added into this set. But there are minifigures of Nausicaa gliding, soaring around on her glider. Um, there is Moro, the wolf god from Princess Mononoke. There is from Kiki's Delivery Service, the bakery, the bathhouse, and the castle are also included with inner chambers decorated to resemble their cinematic counterparts. It includes 10 Lego minifigures that represent the human cast.
Mm.
Also, fantasy creatures such as Haku in his dragon form and the forest spirit Totoro are also included. According to this, the proposed set would consist of approximately 4,200 Lego pieces. So it is going to be a large set. And while it's not known if Lego would even put something like this out, the fact is that Lego is interested in high profile animation themed collaborations, which is why it's a possibility that they would turn to Ghibli and, put this out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the show is now on a multi-year team up with Pokemon.
Yeah.
They are setting out to do One Piece. The One Piece collection is actually scheduled for release in August of this year, and Pokemon, I believe they're saying beginning of 2026.
Okay.
Well, at the very least, I have time to assemble my mega blocks or whatever they are Pokemon builds before I get the other ones from the official ones from Lego.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Yes,
Mm.
I mean, it's really, really cool. Again, it's 42,000 is a pretty decent amount of Lego. Not 42,000, 4,200.
Mm.
42,000, they'd be building all of fucking Pallet Town.
But yeah, it's I believe it averages out, if I'm remembering correctly, that the piece, it's like each piece times 8 cents a piece, I think is what it comes out to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the approximate price that they're looking at. So we are looking at about $336.
Ooh.
So this is going, yeah, this is going to be one of the larger sets.
And like I said, I would love to see them not just put it out as one massive set, but like, here's the Porco Rosso, here's the Kiki, here is the Mononoke, here's the Totoro.
You know, if that goes through, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I think if they do actually do a team up like that, then they may try to extend it and have that money grab on it.
I will
Mhm.
say this. I will say this. They will not make a set based on Grave of the Fireflies.
No.
Let's not.
But I mean, there are plenty of options for them with sets. Just having a large scale Haku dragon, I know quite a few people that would just grab that, myself included. But I mean, there are a lot of ways that they could do it. They could do it all as one large set. They could do it as a couple of different smaller sets.
Mm-hmm.
They could do spin-off sets and have the large set like they did with Harry Potter, where you've got a bunch of, little sets that don't cost you much. They may be $20 to $25, but then you get into the really big sets and you can see that there's a difference in, the way that things are put together because of just the amount of bricks.
It's like the Gundam kits, what Gundam builds, like what's your level of commitment?
Yeah.
I still remember those commercials.
Mm-hmm. And now for their 30th anniversary, they're putting out the art books. And they're going, and I've seen them go. One place had them for $300. Another place had them for $160. And I forget who I was talking to. I was like, let me check when I go to Japan, because I gotta hit up Kinokuniya Books because I have to pick up the Ranma one. I gotta pick up the Ranma one have art book in Japanese, and Rumiko Takahashi's art book called Colors. And I do plan on getting an English version of that, but I want to see if they have it there too. So, just because I think it'll be cheaper anyway. Because I'm making out my list of all the figurines I want. Like, there is this one stylish Ranma Saotome figure that Otaku Mode is selling for like $165.
Sounds a little pricey.
There is another site selling it for $300. And I'm like, chances are I could probably find it for $100. And the dates that are on it, these are more like the international dates because the shit is already out or coming out. Like, there is the Yohane the Parhelion figure. I pre-ordered that and it said, Otakumo said it's not coming out till February. Okay. I bought it not realizing I had pre-ordered it. It was already out in December, so that's why I haven't really bought any stuff off of Otaku Mode, because I'm like, $30 for this figure. I can get these two figures on my list there for like $35, something like that. So, yeah.
Still waiting on my. Sorry, you said that. I immediately thought I'm still waiting on my Dirty Pair Kickstarter.
Same. There was an update a couple of weeks ago, but I got to email them because I never got my pre stuff, like the extras, because it got shipped to my old apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone. And they said it was going to send it to my job, and I haven't heard anything. So I am going to have to open up a help desk ticket and be like, yeah, I have not received anything yet. Can you send my stuff, or is it coming with the next release of batch of stuff? So, Thank you, Funimation. Or in this case, thank you, Crunchyroll. All right, now we got that out the way. Let's talk about Webtoon. They have a partnership with IDW, which is kind of cool. Another way to read your Webtoon comics. Look, now loading. Come on. There we go. Nope. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Is it being a pain in the ass for you too?
No. No, 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 no. I think this story, for a second, I thought this story was connected to the next story we're discussing, but it's not. So what it is, they're going to publish a reformatted version of Godzilla Unnatural Disasters. That's what it is. They announced on Friday that they launched a partnership with IDW Publishing to bring several of the publisher's popular titles to its English language platform. So starting April 25th, Webtoon will be the exclusive digital home for webcomic adaptations of Godzilla Unnatural Disasters, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and They Call Us Enemy. There's going to be more titles coming down the line. Now, Godzilla Unnatural Disasters is a three-part series featuring Godzilla's iconic kaiju adversaries, time-hopping battles, and a storyline that descends into the underworld. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is a dark crime tale about Samantha, a bear who runs a hardware store by day and lives as a serial killer by night. Ooh, this next one looks really good. They Call Us Enemy. It's a graphic memoir by George Takei, where he discusses his childhood in a U.S. internment camp during World War II, and is focused on
Shit,
themes.
that'll be an incredible story.
Yeah, of themes, loyalty, fear, and resilience. Well, I forget the name of the play. The play Allegiance is basically the same thing as that, and he starred in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cedar Berry says, "Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees" is really good. Okay, I take your word for it, dude. All right, now we got more Godzilla news here because Mako-chan is a big Godzilla fangirl.
Yeah, but it's Godzilla.
Yep. Oh, Cedar
Uh,
says it's like a season of Dexter. Ooh. Oh Lord. They got me.
So, yeah, Marvel is gonna get destroyed again.
Mm.
So
So what else is new?
Marvel and Toho International announced this past Friday that they will release the five-part Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe series, starting with the first issue on July 16th. Writer is Jerry Duggan, and artist is Javier Garon. Mark Brooks illustrated the main wraparound cover for the first issue. Marvel is describing the story as a uh, previously dormant Godzilla has been angrily awoken and begun carving a path of annihilation as Earth's mightiest heroes band together
Mm.
to try and stop its cataclysmic rampage. But when their combined efforts fail to slow the bringer of destruction, Earth's heroes are forced to go to extraordinary lengths to try and bring Godzilla down, including joining forces with Earth's most devious villains.
Mm.
But will this be enough to stop Godzilla as it tears straight through the Marvel Universe into the Dark Dimension and other realms? Plus, how is the King of Monsters connected to the mysterious metal vibranium? And what does this mean for Wakanda?
Oh boy.
Of an unstoppable force of nature, the Marvel Universe must come together like never before in this earth shattering fight for Earth's survival.
Mm.
So it is. This series is a culmination
Mm.
of Marvel's previously announced team up with Toho International for the Godzilla Verse series of 6 one shots that see Godzilla faced off against Marvel heroes. Um, the Godzilla Verse Fantastic Four one shot comic was released on March 19th. Godzilla vs. Hulk is going to go on sale tomorrow. Godzilla vs. Spider-Man will ship on April 30th. Godzilla vs. X-Men is going to ship May 14th, and Godzilla vs. Thor is going to ship July 2nd.
Mm.
Each one shot is set in different eras of Godzilla and Marvel Comics.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this whole thing is going to be 5 issues, and it will ship its first issue July 16th.
That does sounds cool.
If there was a Deadpool versus Godzilla, I'm fairly certain Deadpool would try to put a saddle on Godzilla and ride him.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I think I saw that in one of the Marvel anime?
Giddy up, cowboy!
He probably pictured himself doing that.
Yeah, now I have to.
Like he probably had an image spot of him doing just that, and he suddenly decided to make it everyone else's problem.
Now, all this talk about this reminds me of a fanfic I read back in the day. Sailor Jupiter versus Godzilla.
Which one? Like, what happens in it?
I don't know. It's been so long since I read it, but I do remember. I think there was a commercial where it was Charles Barkley versus Godzilla.
That was a comic, I think.
Comic? Okay, yeah, I do remember that too. So yeah,
because Godzilla squares up with him, and Godzilla puts on the friggin' protective goggles, like shit. What's his name?
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well,
Horace Grant. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
He put on the Horace Grant goggles.
Yeah, I think there was variant comics
Mm-hmm.
for Godzilla.
And then I think Saturday Night Live made fun of it with Godzilla going up against Barney, at which Charles Barkley just absolutely dog walks Barney.
Mm-hmm. No surprise about that.
Yeah, there is a comic out there of Deadpool fighting Godzilla. It's comic number 6, the Godzilla variant.
Yeah.
And there's a Venom one where Venom takes over Godzilla.
Oh, fuck me. That sounds horrible.
That is Venom 37, the Godzilla variant.
Oh, God.
But that one is actually Godzilla as Venom against Spider-Man. So yeah, Marvel likes Godzilla. And now I kind of want to see one of these Marvel movies have Godzilla in it.
Anywho, I think we're coming down the line. Ari, what's up? Yeah, what's up with Crayon Shin-chan?
The Crayon Shin-chan franchise announced on April 3rd that it's collaborating with Coca-Cola Japan's Yaka no Mujika Evening Barley Tea for a series of short movies starting on April 9th. The first 3 pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 episodes launch on April 9th, and 2 more episodes are slated for April 21st. Shinosuke Shinchan Ohara is played by Fumiya Takahashi, his father Hiroshi Nohara by Taizo Harada, and his mother Misai Nohara by Kumiko Aso. The first 3 shorts follow 25-year-old Shinchan, 55-year-old Hiroshi, and 49-year-old Misei as they message each other about their respective days. The first episode sees Shin-chan working at an action comment show. The second follows Hiroshi during a short work break. And the third sees Misei decluttering the Nohara house. As a press signing, cast and features characters for the 4th and 5th episodes have not been announced. But it's more likely the episodes will feature his younger sister Himawari and pet dog Shiro. I don't know. Seeing Shin-chan as a grown-up feels kind of cursed.
Just remember one thing, Ari.
What?
You must have honor. Honor
And a
penis. I watched bits and pieces of Shin-chan, so I don't know if those were direct translations or Funimation was just kind of embellishing
Taking the
just a
piss out of
scotch.
the series.
Yeah, embellishing just a scotch. Anyhow, now that we got that out the way, we're here for the part of the show that y'all really like to stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan. All right. Well, I
I
pull
have
up.
the second one.
Hey, it's all you, my friend. Let me take
Which
a.
ones? What about you two? Which ones are you taking?
I'll take the first one
Okie dokie.
because the third one is definitely up Mako-chan's alley. And what's interesting is if this is I've read about something like this Monday or over the weekend, something similar. So, because when I saw this, I'm like, I think I know what this story is. And doing a quick glance of it, yes, definitely. It seems that the University of Tokyo is announcing a new department with all the classes taught in English. That's really cool. That is so cool. The University of Tokyo is Japan's most prestigious institute of higher learning, and by a wide margin. So it was a very big deal this month when the school announced it will be opening its first new department in almost 70 years. And then the surprises got even bigger. The new department will be called the College of Design. That's not a translation of Design Gakubu or some other Japanese equivalent either. The in English College of Design is the official name of the new department, and all of its classes will be conducted in English. The College of Design, which is University of Tokyo's, is also calling the U Tokyo College of Design and U Tokyo Design. It's part of the school's push for more of a global learning environment and student body. Currently, about only 2% of undergrad students at the university are non Japanese, in stark contrast to top schools in many other countries with a much more international enrollment. Courses will be taught by non Japanese professors from within the University of Tokyo, in addition to being the first new department since 1958, and the College of Design will have the University of Tokyo's first ever foreign dean. The department is looking to enroll 100 students per year, with a target of half of them being non Japanese. The university's entrance exam is notoriously difficult, even by already intimidating standards of Japanese higher education. But the College of Design will have a separate, as yet announced, admissions process. The program's website says that the selection system will assess students' future potential by evaluating academic achievements and considering personal attributes, talents, and experiences shaped by distinctive life situations. All College of Design students will be required to live in a dormitory during their freshman year, with the aim of fostering international understanding through shared living spaces. Unlike other departments at University of Tokyo, which follow the Japanese custom of starting their school year in the spring, the College of Design classes will begin in the fall, aligning with academic norms in North America and Europe. The College of Design program will be a 5-year course, which students will earn both a bachelor's and a master's degree. That's cool. Details on specific classes and fields of study have not been announced, but the university says its goal is to cultivate scholars who can take future leadership roles in dealing with such complex and varied issues as such as climate change, biodiversity, and digitalization. The Tokyo University College of Design is slated to open in the fall of 2027, with application details to be announced at a future time. Talk about being coming completely from left field.
I don't know. The whole thing just makes me feel icky.
How so?
Well, the fact that they want more foreign, you know, people to come in, but instead of like they're willing to dumb down their testing just to get foreigners in. They're going to have,
Okay.
one full section of their school just be in English, but not even, Japanese teaching English. They're getting foreigners in to teach the classes. That just seems like, you know, trying to get people to come there for no other reason than to, you know, get people to go there.
Kind of like why the reason why some of us nerds go to Japan.
Yeah, I mean, that's great and all if you want to go there and, go to Japan for school, but it seems like it would be like if Cambridge or Princeton or, one of those very big schools said, okay, well, we're going to have a completely separate curriculum because we just need the numbers. It's kind of icky to me.
Well, it is brand new. They might make some changes. So, you know what? I do get where you're coming from. You want to go to an international college and fall into the culture to learn what you're there for, but instead, here's a whole plate of English.
Yeah, I mean, it
I
like
get
my
you. Yeah.
big thing is it's not even Japanese people that would be teaching you. There
Yeah, I
have
see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
there
I see.
have to be enough teachers there that can teach in English that, you know, if you want to keep everything in English, they're also dumbing down their test. If you want, to keep your name, you should be even if you are just looking to accept foreigners, you should be accepting people up to your standards, not dumbing down to theirs.
Mm. Well, it's like, well, they're trying to get people in, which is why I get why they're doing it. I get that. Who knows? They might make proper adjustments as they go along. So it's like I think it's a bit of a wait and see.
Yeah,
Clearly, this is still in beta testing.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is a money grab because there aren't going to be enough students coming up to use their school in Japan. So if they dumb everything down for stupid foreigners and have, you know, then you've got the otaku that, oh, it's
Hmm.
Japan. Let's go to Japan for college and we get to, do all of this stuff. And it's just for them to make money because, birth rates.
Hmm.
As I said, it is a little icky to me.
Well, maybe let's see how this plays out. We'll put a pin on it. All right, let's get into our next story here about a town using ninjas to correct tourist behavior. Ari, I think you said you were taking that one.
Yep.
Oh, for it.
Ninjas welcome you to Otaru and want you to follow the rules while you're here. It's one of the most beautiful towns in Hokkaido, located on the coast of Ishikari Bay, famous for its preserved canal district illuminated by streetlights after sundown and roads that rise steeply from the shoreline, making for dramatic wide views of the city and sea, especially from the vantage point near the top of the slope known as Funamizaka, or Shipdoing Hill. But being a picturesque place means lots of people come to take pictures, and Otaru, like many of Japan's most popular tourist destinations, is struggling with issues related to over tourism from foreigners who, invertedly or not, aren't following Japanese etiquette norms.
Mm.
As shown in the reviews below, tourists have been standing in the middle of public roads to line up photos just as they like them, and there have also been incidents of tourists encroaching on private property to snap pictures to create their own shortcuts from point A to point B. So to address the problem, Otaru has decided to dispatch ninja. The ninja won't be incapacitating others with shuriken, blowgun darts, or other shinobi weaponry. Then what's the point? Instead, Otaru Next 100, a local community outreach organization made up of primarily local residents in their 20s, is creating a series of multilingual posters in an effort to adjust tourist behavior in a way that's informative and direct while still being playful and not aggressive. It's still it's still a matter of them not knowing the rules and not that they're intentionally breaking them.
Mm.
Said Otaku Next 100 member Noriaki Ikeda. What we need is to have them enjoy sightseeing or understand what is and isn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
So far, 3 posters have been produced, cautioning tourists to keep out of private property, not walk in the middle of the road, and especially not to stand in the middle of the road and pose for pictures. In New Jersey, in South Jersey at least, we call these people shoobies. Or for the North Jersey and New York Metro crowd, Bennies. Sure, the English translations could be better. Local people are in for troubles, for example, sounds more like locals themselves been caught doing something wrong. When what the poster is really trying to say, local people are troubled by tourists' behavior. And there are at least 7 more Ninja Manners posters planned, and they'll be shown through the Otaku Next 100 official Twitter account as they're completed.
Okay.
I don't know if I could if I could stop someone from playing pickleball in the middle of a back road down at the Jersey Shore by jumping out of my car and slice them in half with a katana, I'd spend a lot more time down the shore.
Wow.
You think just because you carry a cooler, half a dozen beach chairs, and an umbrella means the traffic laws don't apply to you? I don't think so, bitch.
All right, let me tell you something. Now, I was talking to GBT for cosplay about this. I assume you all know what Showtime is, right? And I don't mean the premium cable network.
Yeah, you lost me.
Okay. When you're just on the subway, minding your own business, listening to your music or whatever, reading your comic, whatever, and then at the next stop, a bunch of hooligans come on and shout, "Ladies and gentlemen, guess what time it is? It's showtime!" And they start breakdancing in the subway car. And I will say they are a bunch of talented folk. And they make sure that they do it so that they don't hit somebody. And sometimes if they are lucky, they will get anywhere between $3 and $10 per train car as they pass their hats around. There are ignorant and stupid people doing this shit in Japan, and you gotta stop.
Because they're not as well as receiving as
Right.
other people are.
And they're also doing it like at various shrines and other touristy places. I'm like, this is not the time or the place for that. Like when I was in Kyoto, I hope I see this guy again. There was a guy there busking with a shimiya-sen playing music. I wish I had bought his CD. It was really good. Something like that is cool. He was kind of out of the way, but when you were walking up and down the street, you couldn't miss him. So something like that I am cool with. I mean, hell, when I'm in Times Square at night, there's a little group doing their thing. That's fine, but no.
And occasionally seeing someone like playing drums with like various buckets and whatnot.
Yeah, the original pots and pans. Yeah, I know. Japan is not the place for that.
Yeah.
I will say this much. When I was riding the subways, the trains, hell, when I was riding the express train going to the airport, I did not have my headphones on at all at any given time. I was too busy taking in the sights and enjoying the views and stuff like that. If I was a regular traveler, I probably would have had my headphones on because I would have known exactly which stop to get off at, even though they announced it in multiple languages. So, anyhow, last up on you there, Mako.
Yeah, so there is a new cafe in Japan that won't let you leave.
Where are you?
That's a very poor choice of words.
Yeah, so Hatena Coffee, whose on the street sign takes its name from Hatena, which is the Japanese word for question mark. And true to its name, it's all about puzzles, riddles, and other brain-teasing mental challenges. Customers not only order a drink, but a mystery too, with the understanding that you're supposed to solve it before you go home. So this is very much up the alley of cafe owners because they don't really want you to just drink and leave, especially coffee. You're supposed to, sit and enjoy and relax and, actually soak up the ambiance of the place that you're at. So the concept is similar to an escape room, but with, a difference in tone. Escape rooms are trying to find the way out as quickly as possible, usually with a time limit and a goal to solving the puzzles as quickly as possible to escape before the time runs out.
Hmm.
Hatana Coffee, on the other hand, wants to let you take your time with its mysteries, savoring them like you would a nice cup of coffee or a skillfully mixed cocktail. The cafe actually offers both soft drinks and alcoholic beverages.
Hmm.
So the management estimates that most of its puzzles will take between 30 and 60 minutes to solve, but there's no rush. Um, and there are a couple of different, ways to go about it. All the drinks are priced at 500 yen, which is about $3.35,
Mm-hmm.
and all the mysteries at 1,500 yen. And you are required to order at least one of each. The puzzles are all created by Tante Atelier, which is a group that runs a chain of murder mystery game rooms.
Hmm.
And while the cafe's initial batch of puzzles is oriented towards newcomers to the hobby, the cafe says it plans to add more challenging ones going forward. And they obviously have foods and desserts and all of that as well. They also posted a mini teaser riddle on their Twitter page. And if you can decode it, you enter that code onto the linked URL and you win a little prize. So it's located about 5 minutes from Yokohama Station. Walk-in customers are welcome, but you can reserve it. The cafe is only open on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, but they will be open on April 29th, 30th, and then May 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th for customers who wish to come in during the Golden Week vacation period.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can bring it up here, real quick. So some of y'all can take a look at it. Just go on. Let's see here. Interact. Oh, there we go. There's the cafe. There's the lockbox, and I think that's one of the puzzles right there.
Yes, that is one of the puzzles.
Okay, all right.
And then obviously for those that, actually follow Detective Conan, Tante is detective. So this is being put together by a quote unquote detective group, which is, more than likely a detective fan group.
Is it like one of those ciphers where like the like for instance like the number 10 is a P, the letter 5 is an E, like for example in this
Well,
one?
that's what you're supposed to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Like something NT.
Well, that's it for y'all who see it on there.
No,
And
sorry, NA. I can't fucking read.
if you figure it out, we can't give you a prize, but you can definitely pat yourself on the back for it. I'm looking at it and I'm suddenly reminded of don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
Oh God, from A Christmas Story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anywho, let's go ahead and close this out and wrap it up. So it is about that time. It is actually past that time. Oh. Oh man, you know we love y'all. We really appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're telling you straight up right here. So that's how we do. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to visit. Don't forget, our podcast is available on anywhere where podcasts are found. Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. And if you can, leave us a review on one of those. We would like to see it. We like to read it. You know, we really appreciate that kind of cool stuff. And don't forget to visit our website at animejamsession.com, where you'll see our weekly podcast links to our convention reports, anime reviews, editorials, cosplay interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, links to our YouTube and Facebook pages of convention and cosplay coverage. And I just want to let y'all know that I have started working on photos for Zenkai Con. I cannot give an ETA when they will be done, but I will tell you this right now. They will be published before I go to Japan. I am not having that hanging over my head. Absolutely not. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So I can give you that much. All right. Follow us on our social media pages. Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And to everybody that follows us on there, on all of those, thank you so much. We couldn't do the show without you. We appreciate all your love and support. Down below is our tip jar. Direct links to our Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and Ko-Fi if you want to throw us a few dollars. You can also cheer us on with bits in the chat. You can also sub to the channel and give out gift subs as well. We really appreciate that. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
It feels good to not have to work overnights for now.
Last words, Mako-chan.
I am so freaking tired, and it's only Tuesday.
My last words. I'm kind of glad I have Friday off. There's stuff I need to do, and it looks like I might be doing back-to-back laundry because I somehow have a social life. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. We're hoping that you join us because we'll definitely be here for that. So, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're getting the heck up on out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!